All right. Where are we at here? Are we live? Are we in it?
We're in it, maybe.
Are
Well,
we
trusting you.
are we golden or platinum or any of those things? Let's see. How's it look? I think we're rolling. I'm going to just talk and we're going to see what happens here.
What happens?
So I'm Jetthro. Hey, hello, hi. Welcome to another night dive here. If everything's working properly. I've got Ty here again, joining me again. Say hello to.
Stoked to be here. I'm stoked, man. Always.
Yeah. We are in day 3 of my little mini challenge here. I'll just quickly kind of explain it. I felt myself slipping into not doing these and just giving myself excuses of like I don't need to do that. I'll just do it once here and there and blah blah blah. When I know that like journaling and I know that like documentation and I know this kind of thing and talking through some things is beneficial for so many reasons. And so I thought may as well try a 100-day challenge. I had just hit 100 days of Duolingo Spanish and was like, I can do 100 days of that. Why can't I do 100 days of documentation, journaling, night diving, getting into my brain? So thanks for joining me on day 3 here, Ty.
I love it. I've been enjoying watching them.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so tonight we're going to talk about, who knows, consistency was on the table, execution of ideas or execution of like thoughts and just putting things into plan and action was on the docket. But do you have anything you want to say real quick before we jump into like some gratitude? I want to talk about some gratitude.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you have your normal intro that I always love, and then maybe a caveat in case I freeze up here in a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever we do these, it happens twice. You freeze up, we lose you for a second, and then we come back in. So for anyone watching in the future or now or whatever, he didn't die or anything. He'll be back. Okay, so I was running today, and we were kind of talking about this before we hopped in here, but I'm kind of going through some shin splints and stuff like that, and just some kind of issues and just things like that. But I was out on my run, and I thought about this. So it is like, it's really loud here. It's simultaneously really loud and it's really quiet. I live in Virginia, Richmond, and when I say it's loud, man, there are so many bugs out here that are making noise. So many crickets and probably cicadas and things like that. It's amazing, honestly. And I say it's quiet too because there's just like no traffic. There's like it's just a really like we're in nature. It feels like we're like in like a swamp, like forest. It's amazing. But I was thinking about like I ran past this like foresty part and it was loud as shit, like just bugs talking to each other. And I was thinking about like, man, that's happening right now after like a huge portion of the forest has been cleared away and there's road and housing and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like what was it like 150 years ago? What was it like 200 years ago? What was it like 500 years ago when we didn't have all this like modern stuff? to I don't know, to like, there's just a lot of modern conveniences that what I'm trying to get to is saying that I'm grateful that we have things that make our lives easier. Like, our standard of living now is so much higher than it was 100 years, 20 years ago even, you know, but like 100, 150, 200 years ago, our standard of living is so much higher than it was then. And I'm just grateful to have, you know, just an easier experience. Just, I don't know, just an easier, just something where I'm running past something and it's really loud for a second, but then I can keep going and then it's a road, you know, and it's not so bad. I don't know. I was just feeling that when I was on the run. So
I love
yeah.
it. I think gratitude-wise, I just have to put out, generally speaking, just friends and family. I think there are times in my life, and I think early on when I started running again, I was trying to fix a mindset, and so it was easy to like kind of cut people out and distance myself, isolate myself, and a part of that I'm grateful for, and I think was effective. There was some consequences to that, and that's distance relationships. And so when you have little scares and things like that you go through, you know, tough times, the roller coaster of life, just being in one of those downer phases of life has put me in that reflective mindset. Gosh, I'm so grateful for the people that I do have in my life, and those people know who they are. And the quote that I saw like on social media was just like, I work X amount of hours a day, I train X amount of hours a day, I sleep X amount of hours a day. And when you're thinking in your head like, okay, how many hours does he have left? You're kind of doing the simple math. And then it just says, if I reach out to you or something, you know you're important, like kind of thing. And so I want to do a better job of demonstrating that to those people who are, so that, yeah, I don't know. I'm grateful for the people in my life.
Nice. Yeah. Social circles and, you know, interaction and just close friendships and family. It's important, man. Yeah. That's beautiful. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick. I'll just do it real quick. I don't want to, but I'm just gonna do it real quick, dude. Consistency, and maybe it'll tie into a little conversation that we can have. But dude, of everything that I have tried in my life, I'm realizing now it's taken me 33 years. Really, it's taken me like 15 because I was not conscious for the first 18 years. Not really. Consistency is by far the hardest thing, the most difficult thing, no matter what you're doing. If you're trying to like run, if you're trying to learn Spanish, a language in general, if you're trying to learn music, if you're trying to paint and draw, if you're trying to fucking crochet, it doesn't matter, dude. Doing a little bit every single day is realizing it is the hardest thing to do as a human, I think. It fucking sucks, dude. It sucks, dude. And like when like life hits you like on daily, when things happen daily that are kind of out of your control, that you have to just like deal with, and it, you know, as it like the days vary in like the amount that life happens, you know. Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, cool, like this is all that happened to me today, but I had all this other time to do whatever I wanted. Those are fine, but most of the days, at least, it seems like, are the opposite, where it's like, you know, 90% of the time it's like putting out fires, essentially, is what it feels like. And then by the end of the day, it's like exhaustion, and you're like, man, I just want to lay down and do nothing. But that is where a good mental shift comes in play. You're like, fuck it, dude. I'm not gonna die like this. I got shit to do. I'm gonna run a fucking marathon. Let's go. I'm gonna learn a language. Let's go. I'm gonna fucking learn how to paint or draw or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, consistency, man. Do you want to like?
Yeah, I want to jump in on that because I think, I agree. Because I can't tell you the number of times I used to have like habit trackers and those kind of apps on my phone.
Yeah.
That I was trying to instill something, and how many times it'd be frustrating to have to restart and reset, and how sometimes it would be only missing 1 or 2 days, and then I'm gonna get back going again, we're reset, and then those breaks become longer and longer.
Yeah.
But finally getting to a point that I have some things established, I would say though that it's difficult until it isn't. And there is a point. So like right now, running, for example, I'm getting close to 2 months of not missing a day. And generally speaking, I'm close to a year that I've been doing, once I finally ramped up to doing 4, 5, 6 days a week, I've done that consistently for now a year. And that's just not difficult anymore. That's just what it is. And I think when I was thinking about that, I almost thought about like maybe like brushing my teeth and stuff. Like those are things that I wouldn't say are difficult. It's just so ingrained.
Interesting.
And so I think I have gotten to the point that running, Duolingo, having a streak going is just starting to get ingrained.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to execution, I wanted to tie that in, and we'll get to that here in a second. There are easy days and hard days. It's not always just like rainbows and butterflies, right? There's days that my legs are destroyed, and going out to running does not sound like the most appealing thing.
Yeah.
But I also am so committed in the process that there's no way in hell I'm going to let something slip by, because I've come this far.
Interesting.
That it's so ingrained, and it's not in my mind. The consistency part of it's not difficult. I think it's so ingrained it's there, but now the execution is kind of where my mental shift has gone to.
Interesting.
And that was kind of started in the last day or two. I've really been in that mindset after being inspired by a video.
Yeah. Well, do you want to keep going on that? Because
what are your thoughts? I want to hear your thoughts on hearing that I say that
is interesting.
That it's difficult until it's not.
That is interesting. Because
think about those things that you have done in your life.
I am.
But it's instilling the habit. It's instilling it that is so fucking difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
To get to that point.
That's what it is, yeah. Because, I mean, even the running, though, I'm trying to... Because the running, playing music and playing guitar was never hard for me. It was like I still can't do some of the high level stuff that I saw my peers doing when I was in music school. And I never could, but I did get to a really high level really easily. There was no real resistance there. But with running, it has been very much like there's days where there's resistance along the way. There's a lot of resistance along the way. And I'm thinking about what
running specific resistance or life resistance that coincidentally is happening while you're trying to instill running.
It's that too. It's that for sure. But it also is, well, I don't know. I'm trying to tie it in. Let me think. Because the running part of it is not hard. Actually running is not hard. It's getting my shoes on. It's we've been talking a little bit about warming up. Knowing that I have to get my shoes on and warm up and stretch and not hurt myself on doing the whole lead up to the running is what is the most difficult part every time. But running itself is not that hard. So I wonder if that will ever get easy. I don't know. Maybe it will, knowing that you have...
Well, so I'm really bad at warm-ups too. So because you tie that into the analogy, then I fit into that bucket as well, and that's where like this execution concept is going to come in. But
so what are you talking about when you said you had like a did we lose you? Yeah, we lost him. Everybody say bye to Ty for about 30 seconds. He'll be back. Maybe I should take a screenshot of this and make it the thumbnail for the video. Hang on, don't do it, Ty. I had to do a new setup here, so I only have one monitor. Oh, I'm doing it, Ty. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Oh, where are you going? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Got it. Got him. Yeah. I got a screenshot.
A screenshot of was my face doing
of
something
your
wild.
Kind of. I just got a screenshot, just as like a memoir almost.
I love it.
But I think I'm gonna put it as a thumbnail for.
Well,
for
just
this
know
one.
you're gonna have a second opportunity here in a minute.
Yep. You have a second opportunity to make a better face when it freezes.
Oh,
Yeah,
well
that's-
said.
Yes. Yeah. So, what were we talking about? Okay, so execution though. So like.
Yeah, I don't know where it cut off. So.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one. So you were talking about like the
Did you catch me talking about your warm up? I was gonna like comment on the warm up aspect of getting your shoes on and getting to the
and
run.
then you said something about execution. I think
Okay.
there's something
So-
right in there.
Yeah, so I fit into that bucket too, where sometimes like
Yeah.
I get lazy on that. I
Yeah.
still ultimately am like driven, and it's not difficult consistency wise to check the box that I got the run done. So it's not necessarily like, oh, putting my shoes and going to do it. It's just being like, okay, I'm gonna go do it. I just want to get it done and like move on because I have so many other things I'm trying to get done today. So there is like a rush, but it's not like I'm dreading putting my shoes on and doing it. I'm usually eager to go check that box. I tend to run a lot in the morning fasted, so I'm checking that box
Yeah.
early in the day.
Yeah.
But the warm-up part, the execution part. So I've been in this mindset that when I get into my Boston Marathon prep, I've been kind of like thinking about my outline for my training program and what I'm going to tweak compared to what I did last build up. But even when I was looking at my last build up, I was looking at what was programmed and then what I actually did. You know how that's like the setup I'll have of my training log is what was written and then what I did.
Yeah.
And I thought about how many workouts there were that I like. I remember having feelings within the training that I had a really good day. Like, dang, today was so good. It's making me feel like maybe some of these workouts I wasn't pushing hard enough and those kind of things. And so just this concept of like every workout is designed for a particular reason at a particular time. And I want to go and just nail every workout. Like my whole mindset is today I'm doing this and I'm going to do this to a T. Like not as far as like I'm gonna like blow it out and do amazing performance and do something spectacular, but I'm gonna do it exactly the way it's written. So I did that today. So today was a 12-mile run this morning. I was such in the mindset of execution. I didn't play with my phone at all. I'm gonna start trying to capture this though. I did put a video up tonight. It's gonna go up about
What do you
this
mean
workout.
play with your phone? Like
I didn't want to like record it and be in the mindset of like documenting, right? I was just in this mindset of execution. I'm going to execute today as perfectly as possible.
I love it.
So the workout was a 12-mile workout, super simple. 3 miles easy. 3 miles easy, 6 miles at like aerobic pace, heart rate 140 to 150, and then 3 miles easy. And so often I just like will go out and run 12 miles and I kind of start slow in my mind, but once I get going, I just get going. And then I'm looking at the clock like, man, the sooner I can get this run done, the sooner I can get on to the next thing. So I never really drop my pace the way I should. So the workout's not being executed the way it was written to, which if I can't make this puzzle piece the perfect way it's supposed to, it's not going to fit into the bigger picture.
Interesting.
was like my mindset. It was like, that's
Yeah.
the analogy
The
I went to. It
analogy.
was like, I want this piece to be as perfect as possible so that it both fits, but then not like the detail and the aesthetics of this piece are perfect. Like every piece I'm going to think about separately, but it has to fit into the bigger picture.
Man.
And that's why it was written this way. So I did my 3 miles easy with Coda, and that kept me easy, which I'm super grateful for.
Hang on though. Hang on though. I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question already.
Let's hear it.
So where did you and who came up with the plan? Who is the architect of this plan that you are sticking to that is the perfect?
I ultimately created this plan. Like this ultramarathon prep has been a huge experiment.
Good.
I definitely have a million people like I could give credit to that I took these ideas from them. These are not original ideas by any means, but it is like I pieced a bunch of stuff together. And
I love that.
Something.
No, I love that.
But the point is, like with any plan, the best plan is the plan you stick to. We've talked about that.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's just because from the beginning, whatever plan you did put together, it was put together in one piece, one vision, one idea. So halfway through, if you start changing that picture, now you just have like all these sections of a different idea.
I have
fit together.
I have the perfect meme right now that I wish I could share. Hang on.
Nice. You have to share it to me.
Yeah.
And send it to me at some point.
Yeah, maybe I'll pull it up. It's a picture of this a horse, a drawing of a horse.
Yep, 4 sections.
No, it's just 2. No, it's 2 sections.
There's ones of 4 sections and the horse turns into a stick drawing.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's one.
It starts super detailed and there's 4 sections and it's usually related to Game of Thrones.
Oh, is that what it is?
The first seasons were incredible.
Oh,
and then it just happened.
Yep. That's the meme I'm drawing right now in my head.
Dude, that's great. That's great. We got to turn that into running program. That's golden.
I love it. Yeah, well, stick to your fucking plans then.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Well,
or else you'll end up with a stick figure
scale,
horse drawing.
Right? Even on a smaller scale, not looking at like a 20-week idea, even just the single week together. Like you had your easy days and your tempo or interval or whatever you had going on. You had them placed at a certain area in a certain spot of the week, certain distance from each other.
For a reason.
And then so in between those workouts, those easy runs, like the most basic example, those easy runs need to be easy or you're not going to go back to that tempo day and execute it at the level and the rate that you want to.
Interesting.
And that's at the most basic level. But this run in particular, 3 miles easy, 6 miles at tempo was perfect. And then 3 miles easy. I do wish I would have gone a little bit easier. But yeah, check out that video as it comes out tonight. I just go into detail about the workout specifically, but the mindset was execution. I also snuck in between the 3 miles easy and the 6 mile aerobic because I had to drop Coda off, my dog, because I needed to drop him off at the house. I hit pause on my watch so I could take him in, get him settled. And then I went back out to my driveway and did 15 minutes of dynamic warm-up stretches and like striders and things, right? And so then I just went into my aerobic section of the workout, just perfect. I didn't need to use the first few miles to get to where I wanted to be. I just came out and I felt great. And it was just the reminder I needed that if you do those things, like the outcomes are going to be better.
Yeah.
You slow down those last few miles. It's going to take a little bit longer, but that's going to take your recovery even just 10% better. So that next workout, next day, next tough workout, you're just that much more ready for it.
Yeah. Wild. See, that's what I was saying to you a kind of a while ago. Like, there are sometimes I think that you think you're not doing enough. I know I am not doing enough for sure. Like, that's what the feeling I get is I'm way behind. But the level of detail that you have, man, is I'm gonna gas you up a little bit here. I hope you're ready for it.
Jesus, I struggle with that.
I know. But no, dude, like seriously, like the level of detail that you have, like, we were talking earlier before we hopped into this, you were talking about you wanting to get your blood lactate levels figured out, and that's
the next thing.
That is some high level shit, dude. That's like nobody's doing that. No, I don't know anybody who's doing that.
But here's where I think where I come down hard on myself is because maybe the details there and the thoughts, but if I'm not executing, going back to executing, if I'm not executing it the way it was planned, like what was the point? It's just like that concept of a dream is a dream and not a goal until action. It's almost like in that realm.
Yeah. It is. Well, it is in that realm. It literally is. Like if you, I love this idea that you're this path that you're going down of like, look, I wrote this plan out. I'm gonna do the actual plan. I'm gonna like actually stick to it and actually do it as perfect as I can, because it's there for a reason. I'm like, why would I spend all this time writing this fucking plan out if I'm not gonna like do it? And then actually doing it. Like that's, I want to apply that to like my running, of course, but like kind of just my life in general. Like I want to take that concept and like think about other things. I'm like, you know, we're both working on Spanish here.
I was just gonna bring this up.
Yeah, and I want to like, I'm doing exercise. I'm doing like Spanish exercises, and I'm doing Duolingo every day to keep a streak alive, and I'm listening to a lot of Spanish.
Nice.
But I just keep being like, man, I need to do more. I need to do more. If I write out a plan, and then execute the plan, then maybe I'll fucking actually study some more. I won't just be in limbo, just like fucking floating around like, hey, I need to learn more Spanish. How do I do it? Well, fucking write something out, dude.
Yeah. I finally did this for my Spanish, dude, and it's made a difference.
Did you?
First off, hats off that you're listening.
Hey.
I need to do much more of that. And I think where I'm falling short and where I'm faulty is like, it's not tracked and it doesn't count. Like, and it's not on like Duolingo.
Oh, that I'm listening to.
That you're listening to as much as you are. So hats off to you there.
Yeah.
The thing that's helped me with Spanish, because I was in the same way, I was like, I get on to keep my streak alive. But I decided I wanted to get to a certain point in the program by a certain time. Yeah. And so I know that I need to do one unit. Like, you know how it's split into units? I'm doing one unit a week. And so when I look at a full unit and I look at all the little circles, it's like, okay, if I can get that one done on Monday and this one done on Tuesday. Yeah. Well, now I have a plan. And now I just go execute the plan.
That's a good idea.
And I'll be honest, the last few weeks have been a little shaky where like throughout the week I'm falling a little bit behind. And then I end up having usually like a binge session to catch back up because I'm still committed to getting that unit done. Yeah. So I could still do better of the consistency throughout the week and executing it.
I just had a moment.
Ooh,
I just had a moment of something here. It just flew by. Hang on. So when I learn a language, I love to listen to things because it helps me feel like I'm actually engaged with like a conversation. So I love doing that more than like the Duolingo thing, because Duolingo, flashcards, like, you know, learning all the vocab, you need to do that. Like, that's necessary. But I have this, I just noticed this, that if I go like too far, so say I do like Duolingo and I do the units and I do all of them and I do 30 units and I'm not speaking, or I'm not like listening, or I'm not like talking with someone or something, or talking or listening in any kind of capacity, I'm just doing the units, I'm going to forget what I did in unit 5. And it might come back to me maybe, but there's like a resistance, there's like a fear, there's like
an anxiety about it or something.
Yeah, there's something there that's like, dude, if you learn 40 units but you don't remember 39 of them, what am I doing? Right? So that's
what's clogged you up.
That's what's clogged me up. Yeah, that's what's clogged me up.
To that, I would say trust the app, because as I've gone through the units, the way they build on each other, Duolingo is incredible. Like,
dude, and it's free.
It's so
free.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah, because like on a few examples of why I think it's so good, the fact that like it'll introduce these particular verbs, you're learning like different conjugations for verbs, And sometimes they'll choose verbs and words and introduce them at the same time that sound alike.
Uh-huh.
And so like the training, the little detail that they do that is like such an enhancement on your ear. Like some
That
people
makes
may
sense,
think
yeah.
like, oh, those are two words that are very similar. Like, why would you try to learn them at the same time? But I would have never thought about it. But it is such an advantage.
That's true, because you can separate them.
Yeah, because then you're like from the get go, you're differentiating those two, especially like sonically, hearing them.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And then maybe one of them will be like a regular verb and one's irregular. So even the conjugating of them is like we got to think about them separately, like remember which is which. But the introduction and then the build on top of each other, the circle back, which is what I was going to hit on, the fact that it's always bringing old things back and then just going to like add a layer to it. Trust the app.
Okay.
Get out of your head. Get out of your head.
Okay.
And just execute and trust the app.
I love it, Ty.
It's incredible.
I love it. Get out of your head and execute.
Yeah,
that's gonna be our slogan. Get out of your get out of your fucking head and execute.
Yeah.
No, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I was thinking about when and I don't know how much more of a tangent we want to go down on this, but I was thinking about when I was learning German, and when I was like really flowing in it, all I was doing was watching a bunch of YouTube videos and like listening to it. And I didn't write like anything down really. I didn't like I wasn't doing Duolingo. It was really just like just straight up YouTube. And there was a feeling to it that I just haven't really gotten yet with Spanish that I'm searching for. It, and I'll get there, but I don't know. Like when you're in a flow of like learning something or doing something and you're like I know you can attest to this, but like when you don't have to think about it and you're just kind of doing it, it has this feeling around it. I don't know, and I don't know how to describe it other than it has a feeling around it. And like I said, I just haven't had that with Spanish yet because I'm still just like trying to claw at like, I'm just trying to hang in there. But circling back, come up with a plan, Fessler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that'll allow you to get out of your head, take the thinking out of it.
Yeah. So cool. I don't know. Let's keep talking for a second, but I have wanted to keep this challenge a little bit shorter.
Smart for longevity reasons.
Yeah, just keep them shorter, just more concise. Sometimes, dude, clearly, like, if you just give me a microphone and a space, I can just fucking ramble. And some of the old ones, dude, that are like 40, 50 fucking minutes long of just me talking, I like go back and look and I'm like, dude, you didn't have to say 90% of that stuff. You didn't have to, but you did. And here we are with a 50-minute video. But yeah, no, I just think we can keep them shorter. Why don't we end this? Why don't we end it?
I love it.
Do you have anything you want to say for like what you're wanting to do in the future? Do you have anything you want to leave with anybody? Anything that's like pressing on your head?
I'm super excited to check off another huge box. I had 2 big goals this year: sub 3-hour marathon, run my first ultra.
Fuck
and
yeah,
I'm
dude!
3 weeks away. 3 weeks away from checking that other box.
Proud of you, man.
And then I'm excited for the next phase. I want to go back and attack the marathon again.
I love it. The Boston one?
Boston, yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Well, cool, man. I think I'll just fucking say something too real quick. I am wanting to shift into, and I'm gonna keep running, because I know what it does for me, and it's amazing. And I want to run a marathon, and I want to run a fucking ultra marathon. I want to do 50 miles, and I eventually want to do 100 miles.
Yes.
Those are long-term things, and committing. I'm doing them. But more so like in terms of like my life itself, I really want to shift into music. I do. And you know, languages too, but like really I want to get back into mixing music and recording music and writing music and playing music and just kind of like dabbling here and there and just kind of figuring out that path and carving that out. So
Yeah, with this new mindset, it'll be incredible.
yeah, it'll be exciting to see too. And dude, I've already come up with a little bit of a set using my synth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I have it to where I can like just sustain essentially, so I can play a chord and it'll sustain, and then I'll just play a different chord and it'll sustain.
Oh, sick.
So I can do like that on top of playing guitar, and it's real nice. It's real nice. So anyway, let's call this. Yeah. Thanks for. Oh, did we lose you? You still there? Oh, you froze for a second. I was like, man, perfect timing. Perfect timing. But yeah, this is another night dive. Yeah, day 3. So thanks for anyone watching in the future. If you're still around, we love you all. You guys are all beautiful people, and you yourself too, Ty, are beautiful. I am as well.
Appreciate having me.
Good night. Buenos noches.